So let us talk about oxygen molecule today. The electronic configuration of oxygen atom is 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. Completely filled octet, or p, or you can say p. In p we have two unpaired electrons, है ना? Means both 1s and 2s are completely filled, but in 2p there are 4 electrons. For the maximum capacity of p is 6. So it means 2 electrons are still unpaired in oxygen. So each oxygen molecule has 8 electron, hence in oxygen molecules there are 16 electrons. So if we talk about molecular number of means number of electron in a molecule, it means twice of the electron of your atom. So whenever your atoms combine to form molecule, it means they are now their electrons are in the molecular orbitals, new formed molecular orbitals, which contains the sum total of electrons of both the elements. So the electronic configuration of O2 molecule is therefore sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, sigma 2p. This is Z beta. This is in typing error here. Sigma 2p Z2, pi 2px1 is equal to pi 2py. Anti-bonding pi 2p x is equal to pi 2p y. So since we know that if we distribute the electron on the basis of energy level, it means there is a difference in the electronic distribution. So if you just write kk is the first shell, k shell. So k sigma k anti-bonding, so you can write it like this also. Sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2, sigma 2p z2, 2p z2, because only z orbital will form sigma bonding. Px and px and py will form pi bonding. Pi x1 is equal to pi y1, pi anti-bonding x1 is equal to pi anti-bonding y1. So from the electronic configuration of oxygen molecule, it is clear that 10 electrons are present in bonding. So if you do sum total of the bonding electron, just count the bonding electron. So 10 electrons are in the bonding orbitals and 6 electrons are present in the anti-bonding. So we know that how we can calculate the bond order. Bonding electrons minus anti-bonding upon half. Okay, so that will be, the bond order will be 10 minus 6 upon 2, bond order will be 2. So in oxygen molecule, atoms are held by double bond. Since we know that if you get bond order 1, it means single bonding will be there. If you get bond order 2, it means double bonding will be there. If you get bond order 3, then triple bonding will be there. And we know this thing very well, that oxygen combines with double bond, since this is confirmed after calculating its bond order also. So in oxygen molecules, atoms are held by a double bond. Moreover, it may be noted that it contains two unpaired electrons in antibonding star 2px and antibonding star 2py molecular orbital. Therefore, oxygen molecule should be paramagnetic. So what is the reason of its paramagnetism? The presence of unpaired electrons. Since we know the magnetism occurs cause of unpaired electrons. So oxygen molecule has unpaired electrons in the antibonding molecular orbital. So that is why we can say that this is of paramagnetic character. A prediction that corresponds to experimental observation. In this way, the theory successfully explains the paramagnetic nature of oxygen. So on the basis of the number of unpaired electron, we can clearly state it that oxygen has paramagnetic character, and on the basis of this, we can predict the magnetic nature of each and every molecule. Okay, on the basis of their unpaired or paired electron. If paired electrons are there in the orbitals, it means they will show diamagnetic character, and if unpaired electrons are there, it means they will show paramagnetic character. Now let us talk about the hydrogen bonding. Nitrogen, oxygen, and fluorine are highly electronegative elements. When they are attached to a hydrogen atom to form covalent bond, the electron of the covalent bond are shifted towards the more electronegative element. I think you all are familiar with the dipole moment. In the previous topics we have studied. So what happened? When your highly electronegative elements attached with any metal, at that point of time, your influence of electron, or you can say electron, will shifted more towards the electronegative. So this is because of this, the partial positive charge hydrogen atom form a bond with other more electronegative atom. So just an example, if we take an example of this H2O. So what happened? We know this thing that oxygen is electronegative air, more electronegative. But so what happened? The electron will shift it towards the oxygen in this molecule. So that is why it means that oxygen become more electronegative, or it will have the capability to attract the positive element towards itself. So that is why the hydrogen with partial positive charge will be attracted by the oxygen, and together they will form a bonding that is known as hydrogen bonding. So what happened? This partial positive charge hydrogen atom form a bond with the other more electronegative atom. This bond is known as the hydrogen bond and is a weaker than the covalent bond. Why weaker? Because we know that covalent bond form when an element donate its electron, but hydrogen bond is forming cause of the charge which gets developed because of the electron shifting towards the electronegative. So at that time, the electronegative will attract the hydrogen atom or the positive atoms towards itself, and they together form a weak bond. That weak bond is known as the hydrogen bonding. Okay, so for example, in HF molecules, the hydrogen bond exists between hydrogen atom of one molecule and fluorine atom of the another one. As we are seeing that fluorine is the highly electronegative element. Okay, so when this highly electronegative atom combine with the hydrogen, so electron shift will be towards the fluorine only. Okay, cause of that, the charge of fluorine increases, due to which partial negative charge will develop over there. Partial negative means this delta sign shows partial, and cause of the electron shift towards the fluorine, the partial positive charge will develop on the hydrogen, and these two charges attract each other. Means partial negative charge of fluorine will attract the hydrogen of another molecule towards itself, and they together form a bond, a weak bond, that is known as the hydrogen bonding. Okay. So here, hydrogen bond act as a bridge between two atoms which hold one atom by covalent bond and other by the hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bond is represented by a dotted line dot 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 dot, while a solid line represents the covalent bond. Thus, bond can be defined as attractive force which bind hydrogen atoms of one molecule with the electronegative elements that can be fluorine, oxygen, nitrogen from another molecule. So as you can see in the diagram also, that all the bold lines shows the solid bond. Solid bond means in which the complete transfer of electrons takes place. That shows a solid bond which holds the electronegative and the positive elements together. But the dotted lines, these dotted lines shows the hydrogen bonding dot dot dot. Why these dashed lines shows that this is a weaker force which is developed by the influence of electronegative charge of the electronegative elements and the positive charge of the positive elements. So this is a kind of, you can say, temporary bond in which no electron transfer is there, no electron share is there. They just influenced by the opposite charge of both the elements. Since we know that opposite charge attract each other. So that is why this is a kind of attractive force which is exerted by the electronegative elements on the another molecule of hydrogen, on the hydrogen of another molecules. That results in the formation of a bond, you can say attractive bond, which is known as hydrogen bonding, and it is quite weaker than the covalent bond. Cause of formation of hydrogen bonding: when, how, where your hydrogen bond form. It actually, it doesn't mean that where your hydrogen is present it can form hydrogen bonding. No, it's not possible. It actually depends that where you are forming your hydrogen bonding, which type of compound you are having. So when hydrogen is bonded to strongly electronegative element X, but our halogen family elements will be represented by X, symbol X. When you just when we'll go for organic, na, in organic chemistry, we used to write sometimes in place of writing single halogens, we used to write a compiled word X. So note it down somewhere. This X1 represents, shows the halogen family compounds, the fluorine family. Okay. So electronegative elements X, the electron pair share between the two atoms moves far away from the hydrogen atom. As a result, the hydrogen atoms become highly electropositive with respect to other X. So what happened at that time? That whenever an electronegative, highly electronegative elements attach with the hydrogen, so because of their electronegativity, the electron influence will move towards the electronegative element. What actually makes hydrogen at that time is electropositive. So because of shifting of the negative charge towards the electronegative element, your hydrogen will become more electropositive. Okay, since there is displacement of electron towards the halogens X, the attain for the attain fractional charge, that is partial negative charge. This is known as fractional charge or partial charge, you can say. Fractional negative charge, that is delta minus. This results in the formation of polar molecule have electrostatic force of attraction, which may be represented like this. So what happened? Because of the influence of electronegative charge, the partial negative charge, that means the electronegativity is increasing. It means if fluorine is electronegative, highly electronegative, and hydrogen is attached to it, and it is means the electron influence will shifted more towards the electronegative. It means that it is making it more electronegative, which ultimately make hydrogen is more electropositive. So that is why on electropositive we used to mention delta positive, that shows partial positive charge, means slight increase or slight positive charge, and delta negative means partial negative charge, slight increase in the negative charge. So because of the influence of positive and negative, there is attractive force, or you can say electric force of attraction will be there, which results in the formation of hydrogen bonding. So that forms between the fluorine of one atom, or you can say halogen X of one atom and hydrogen of another atom. All right. Types of hydrogen bonding. There are two types of hydrogen bonding. First is intermolecular hydrogen bonding, and second one is intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Intermolecular hydrogen bonding is, it is formed between two different molecules of same or different compounds. For example, hydrogen bond in case of HF molecule, alcohol or water molecule. So what happened? Intermolecular. Intermolecular means when means you can say when the bond formed between the two different molecules or of same and different type. I think you are all familiar with this inter word, inter house competition. Different houses of same school, inter school competition. Different means competition between school. Inter college competitions means the competition which held between different types of colleges. So same this thing happened. This bond is formed between the two different molecules of same or different compounds. Same or different, like if inter school will be there na, so in inter school your different school will participate. It does not like every one school is participating and one college is participating and another university is participating. That will be open for everyone. But if we talk about inter school competition, it means each and every school of that city or that state or that country will participate only. Okay, so same thing happened in the intermolecular when the bond is formed between the different molecules of same or different compounds. Means your, if inter school is there, your CBSE school can participate, your ICSE board school can participate, your Hindi or UP state board students can, school students can participate. So this is all about the intermolecular hydrogen bonding. But if we talk about intramolecular, so there is a difference. It is formed when hydrogen atom is in between the two highly electronegative elements like fluorine, nitrogen and oxygen atom present within the same molecule. So for example, orthonitrophenol, the hydrogen is between the two oxygen atoms. So if we talk about this is means when the bond formed within a molecule, within a compound only. For example, if I just arrange a competition between the 11th class students only, so that will not, I will not suggest that I will use word inter-class competition. Inter-class competition will, it means this we are opening our competition to other classes also. But if I use that word intra-class competition, it means I am placing or I am arranging a competition between the students of my class only. I'm not involving any other class. So inter means when same type, when bond form between the same type of molecules, means different molecules of same type or different types of compound. But when your hydrogen bonding form within a molecule, same highly, when your highly electronegative elements, atoms are present in the same molecule, so they will result in the formation of intramolecular hydrogen bonding, as you can see in this. This is as one single compound, orthonitrophenol. And as you can see, hydrogen bonding will be there between oxygen and hydrogen within a molecule. So I think difference between the intramolecular and intermolecular is clear to you all. All right.